definitely could have picked these guys last week. Yikes. So much kale and collards. I got the collard greens. There's still some pretty big leaf in here, but I think that's all I'm gonna pick. I just started harvesting kale leaf instead of bunching them, and I'm just gonna bunch them later. My robin friends are out here with me. They've been pecking around in this, you know, seaweed that's been kind of uncovered. Normally I harvest my salad mix stuff and put that in this fridge first, and then harvest kale and other greens on the day of delivery. But I wanted to see how many greens I could get out of those garden beds. And so now I have no room for my salad mix. Nice. I just took a shower a while ago and I was ready to kind of settle down and do my garden notes from last week. And then I thought, you know, I better check my flats of soil blocks that I seeded last week. Maybe they're up. So I grabbed all 3 of those flats, took them out here, put out another table in front of the composting bins. So I got my 3 flats that I just took out, my 4 flats of Salanova lettuce that are still growing from weeks back. So this morning I woke up and I was just so kind of like freaking out that I would be having to sell and deliver and everything for the first time this Friday. And I thought to myself, why am I panicking, man? Why don't I really just need help with the retail end of this, because it's just things are getting bigger out here in the garden. So I went down to one of the grocery stores where they had asked me a year or so back if I wanted to sell stuff there, and I said, oh, I don't know. And so I went in and I asked them, you want to sell some produce? And they said, yeah. So I'll talk more about that later, but this Friday, instead of deliveries, I'm going to be selling to a grocery store in town. Basil's going to live up here on the windowsill until it pops up. Oakley dokley folklies. I'm going to be harvesting lettuce at the far end there, Salanova. This lofty salad mix looks like it's going to be ready next week to harvest, so lucky me. This bed of baby spinach and mature chard, I think I'm going to pull this row cover off and weed. But what I'm going to do right now is rake the seaweed off these beds so I can kind of walk on the pathways and crunch it all up, because then maybe I can throw it back on the beds when I rototill next week. This is going to be for lettuce, the next successions of lettuce. I'm thinking about doing something with this bed of beets. Ah, boy, the leaf is really sad and awful. It might grow out of it, but it was also planted really close together. And I need green things. I need greens. I need baby greens. I'm tempted to rip this out, put the remainder of compost on there, and seed some more baby chard. Can I get it done? It's supposed to start raining tomorrow for 3 days, and then we're supposed to have a bunch of nice days. I'm a little concerned that the compost material that I'm using is not retaining water very well. And those 2 beds that I seeded back there with lofty solid mix and baby chard, I hope that they germinate. I think I am going to pull these beets out and reseed, and then maybe cover with row cover to keep the soil moist after it rains. Okay, so I've got composted. I'll seed it every less than an inch spacing. Cover it up. Baby chard, hand seeded. I'm gonna move over to this kind of mangy crop of baby spinach and grab that for the salad mix. Spinach. At first I was cutting really carefully because I thought, you know, I'd get another cut off of it maybe next week, but it's already starting to try and flower. And actually this variety has been holding on longer than any other spinach variety that I've ever tried. So it's actually pretty decent. Yeah, so I'm kind of thinking about ripping this out and reseeding it with the Jang. So this spinach bed had seaweed on it all through the winter. I scraped it off the bed into the pathway, let it break down. So I just scraped it back onto the bed, and hopefully it's not too chunky monkey. It's pretty chunky monkey. But I went ahead and used the Jang using the F24 roller, and gears are set for 1/2 inch spacing. And yeah, did I say 5 rows? Hopefully it comes up. I'm gonna go ahead and cover it just so it retains moisture. I was gonna harvest Salanova lettuce out of the garden, but I think I'm gonna pull it out of the greenhouse and then give the cucumbers in there a little bit more light. Hi. Yes, it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm harvesting. Don't do this at home. This is not how you're supposed to do it. This is what I got for the front row of lettuce. Check out this sunset we're having here. Oh, so pretty. Next tub. Oakley dokley. I've got everybody cut here. This is my last tub. It's probably only a couple of pounds, and now I'm thinking, I don't have enough lettuce. I'm gonna go ahead and wait to cut this orach until tomorrow. He's all closed up for the night. I made room in this second refrigerator for 3 more tubs in my bag of spinach. I'm in here. I'm gonna grab the orach in this greenhouse and also in that greenhouse. And then I think I need to grab a few bunches of lettuce out in the garden in the rain because I think I need a few more pounds. I got a little bit of orach from this patch here. I need to get in here and grab this horsetail, which is taking over. Looks like my cucumbers are trying to put out some new little shiny leaves. And I've got all this volunteer orach in the front here that I'm gonna pick. And eventually I need to get all this kale pulled out of here. I have way too much kale now out in the garden, so I don't need this kale here, and it's just sucking the nutrients out of the bed where I need to put my second succession of basil. I got everything kind of flipped back. I probably could have gotten a lot more, but I don't know. I think I probably got a pound here. I'm out here in my Gumby suit. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of this lettuce and just fill this tub and then call it good. Tub of lettuce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 4, 20 heads cut. And these could use another week, so I don't feel bad about grabbing the greenhouse stuff. Pretty. I have about 11 pounds of leaf, approximately, I guess. So I'm doing it in 2 batches. I've got a video about how I do this greens bubbler thing. Done prepping lettuce mix. It is windy and cruddy out here. Alrighty, so I've got 24 bags of salad mix. And I ate one tonight. And we'll see what the store wants tomorrow. Oakley dokley, folklies. I've got 2 tubs, 8 each, what I'm calling mountain spinach mix. and 2 tubs of 12 each kale, and 12 each collard greens. Here we go. First time selling to store. Check this out, you guys. My dear friend, I think is sitting in my potato patch. I think she was just sitting on the side of the potato patch. Hi, buddy. It was pretty windy, and my garlic is all blown over. Hopefully it recovers. There goes deer. Hi. Hello. Okay, so I've got 4 rows of orach, 2 in the, I guess you'd say that the front there, and 2 more underneath all this leaf. Plus I put some radishes, some radish seed here at the end to replenish the radishes that I bought from the grocery store in spring and planted, and they survived. That'll hopefully attract the slugs away from everything else. Radishes. Orach. But I'm thinking with this overcast weather, raining tomorrow, partly cloudy the next day, it might give this stuff a chance to germinate, because otherwise normally stuff in the greenhouse direct seeded doesn't germinate very well. So yeah, hopefully that works out. I need green things and purple things. All of a sudden the sun broke out from behind the clouds. I had to crack the greenhouses, and now clouds are kind of coming back and it's starting to sprinkle. So I don't know what it's gonna do. And yeah, but I want to sit here and talk a little bit more in detail about why I am not doing direct deliveries and I'm selling to the grocery store this year. First of all, oh, and I made a little list to try and keep myself on track. Because that's the thing, is that I'm really not good with detail. I can keep on top of it, but it super stresses me out. And that is like keeping track of everybody's orders, making sure I get enough bunches in the right bags to the right people, and then making sure I've documented that afterwards and everything. And in the past, I've thought about getting myself a website or app or something that would, send out emails or texts automatically, and filling the orders automatically. But then I still have to kind of make sure I get the right things to the right people and all of that. And just the thought of it was just like the anxiety. I was thinking later then about kind of the pros and cons after the fact. Anyway, yeah, that's where I'm at, and we'll just see how that goes. And last night I seeded a couple of additional trays of Salanova lettuce. I'll talk about that in a future video, probably next week's video, because I have really messed myself up not seeding enough trays of lettuce, and also then I had these beds that didn't germinate very well over here with my greens. And so far, as far as salad mixes, I'm really behind, and that is not good. So anyway, and yeah, and my basil up at the house finally sprouted, and I put it underneath the lights. I may decide to move that out to the greenhouses, so it gets used to the difference in temperature between the day and the night. I've got all the ferns cleaned out from the edge of the bed here, and I went ahead and thinned some of these volunteer orach plants, so these little guys will have a chance to grow. Hopefully I didn't thin them too much. I came out here, guess who I found? Sitting in the sawdust pile in the sun. A little boy deer from last year. Hi, buddy. Are you cozy? Happy it's not raining anymore, probably, huh? In this greenhouse, I went ahead and grabbed all the ferns from the back edge of this bed, and I transplanted a couple of orach plants back there in the corner for seed orach. So I'll have more seed next year. Oakley dokley. So those two half beds back there were the ones that I was concerned the material was getting too dry and they wouldn't germinate very good. But I'm seeing my hand-seeded baby chard. Can you even see it? Looks like it might be coming up just fine. And the lofty salad mix over here, it's coming up. We'll see how the germination is. Again, this was Jang-seeded. Okay, folks, well, I am done with my week of drama. Maybe next week I'll be less nervous. See you guys then.